recently told someone that the word want is overrated. The person's question to me was, after listening to one of my other YouTube posts, The Purge, the person inquired, so we can't get everything we want. And I stated that want is overrated. And it's true. And David Cameron Giande has a book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And in it he says, desire but never want, because want always signifies that we don't have. And so that's why I say that want is overrated. Many practitioners say, I can tell you how to get it, whatever you want. And the truth of the matter is many of them are going to fall short in helping you bring about your desire, because wanting is a signification of us not having. Mr. Linda will often say we don't get what we want, we get what we expect. Being in a state of expectancy is a more desirable state to be in when you're looking at manifesting something in your life than being in a state of want or not having. Because like I said, want or not having only signifies that we don't have. So of course the only thing you can reproduce is more of not having. Now you say, well, Coach, if I get into the state of desire or expecting, then can I have anything that I want? That really depends upon you. And what I mean by that is, an apple tree can always want to be an orange tree, but always be an apple tree. There's some things that are within our makeup that we naturally gravitate towards, and some of us repel. So depending upon our makeup, if we can't get into the state of that thing that we say that we desire, then it's going to be much more difficult to bring about that desire in our life. The easier it is for us to occupy any given state, the easier it is to begin to manifest. Now, what do I mean by occupying a state? I simply mean the moment that you can begin living from, as Neville called it, and not thinking of. When you become the person, let's say, that desires more wealth and moves from desire but becoming one who manifests more wealth, then more wealth is on its way. If you become a person that is loving himself, herself, and begin becoming a conduit for love, then of course you're more apt to attract love. Likewise with health. Many of us never can make the transition in our mind's eye, in our psyche, in our spirit, to the thing that we say that we want to manifest in our lives. And that's why it keeps eluding us, keeps evading us, keeps seemingly out of our reach. And that's why it's important to begin to learn how to get yourself into the state. And people that do this best are actors and actresses. They learn to move in and out of state. And this is what Neville was. And this is why Neville was so good at manifesting. Now, did Neville manifest everything that he desired in his life? Of course not. I mean, who would manifest their wife being ill in a hospital in his last days? Who would manifest his nephew, a very young kid at the age of 19, dying of cancer? Who would manifest his mother at the age of 60, dying of some debilitating disease? My whole point is, no one does this stuff perfectly. We're all in a state of learning. But the benefit of desire, assuming, we can even call it wanting, the benefit is growth. The more that we want, desire, assume a thing, then we're always moving towards something. The second that we stop desiring, we stop wanting, then we stop growing. So the benefit, even for the person that says never desired, in that monk state, even if the desire is not to desire, and that's the thing that you're working towards, there's a growth process, because in our nature, we naturally desire, want to have things. So that keeps us moving towards something. The second we don't desire anything, don't want anything, then at that moment we stop growing. And so, like I said, even if the desire is to become more spiritual, that's a desire. So with that desire in mind, there's still growth taking place. But the second you stop giving mind, spirit, something to work towards, then you start moving into a state of decline. So like I said, throughout your life, there's always going to be those things that you desire, those things that you want, those things that you ascribe to having. So that's not a bad thing. That's a growth thing. But there's going to be some things that you leave this realm and you're not going to have. And you have to be okay with some of those things. But for the person that tells you that you can have anything and everything, I'm not discounting. I can't tell you the things that you can manifest in your life. I'm only saying that there's going to be some other things that you don't get. That's just how life is. But that's also a part of our growth process. So as we continue to desire, as we continue to assume, as we continue in that lower state of wanting, those things make us continue to grow or draw towards that thing that we're trying to manifest in our life. So like I said, wanting, desiring, assuming, ascribing, and intending, whatever you call that thing, it's not a bad thing. It's a growth thing. So it's always moving you towards something. And that's just how life is. And so for the person that says that they have everything in the world, then there's really no need for any further growth, because, and to be honest with you, that's kind of a boring life. What makes life interesting is the pursuit of whatever it is that we're trying to manifest in our life. This is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.